Welcome to episode 1, the importance of crafting a strategic PR plan and how to get started.
Welcome to the PR Playbook podcast with Ronjini Joshua, the only podcast that teaches you how to strategically navigate the world of public relations and social media and grow a powerful brand.
Hello, I'm excited to welcome you to our very first episode of the PR Playbook podcast. I started listening to podcasts last year and kind of felt this was a great way to deliver short but useful tips on PR that you can listen to and apply to your communications program fairly quickly. So that's how this podcast was designed. It was designed as the listener's version of the PR Playbook, which we have on Amazon.com, which is also a DIY kind of guide through public relations, creating a strategy, doing media relations. So if you want to take a look at a workbook version of this podcast, you can look there. This has been a long time coming, so your feedback is greatly appreciated. Please send all your comments, suggestions, recommendations for episodes, or interviews to podcast@thesilvertelegram.com. And yes, we'll be interviewing other specialties as well, digital marketing specialists, social media specialists, traditional marketing specialists, advertising, anything that really involves communications and messaging really falls into the branch of public relations. The topic today dives into the importance of having a strategic PR plan for your business and how to get started. Public relations has often been thought of as an elective part of the marketing process, but it's pretty clear that with the number of products and companies that are launching today, at CES, I think hundreds of products launched this year. It's very noisy, so you can definitely get lost in the clutter of all that. A clear and specific communication strategy and program is essential to setting yourself apart as a brand leader. When done right, PR can and should hit all areas of your business: branding, business development, sales, marketing, and industry leadership. I've tried for years to explain the true value of public relations to my parents and anybody else I come across. Many of the people and companies also still have a bit of confusion around PR and what it is and what it can achieve for your business. In my belief, PR is a critical component for any long-term business strategy that can pull together all communications, including marketing, social media, and sales with unified messaging and purpose, making it a high-impact activity for your business. Obviously, a large part of public relations is the media relations component as well, but the messaging is really at the core of all of that. Getting started can often be a challenge, and so people don't really know where to start, which is why people often hire an outside agency or professional to build a strategy and a program for them. I know I've talked to many startups who are kind of hesitant. They feel like they can do it themselves, or they feel like it's a really large investment to make a leap into something they're not really clear what's going to be delivered. So yes, I agree. You can actually do it yourself. And there are some things that you need before you start doing PR. So we could talk about those things today, of course. They just, sometimes just don't know when the time is right to start. So sometimes I'm asked from people that we work with, when is the right time to start thinking about PR strategy? Once you understand your key challenges and your company goals, once those are outlined and kind of set in stone, you can engage somebody for PR as soon as possible. So it could be a PR firm, it could be a freelancer, a consultant. You can hire somebody in-house, but a good PR agency or person should be able to create an efficient program once you have goals to work with and work towards. So that's critical. Making sure you have a good understanding of what you want out of PR and what it can do for you is really important before engaging in any external relationship. Why do you want to use PR is just as important as how you should be using PR. So remember to ask yourself that question. What do you think PR is going to solve for you? And oftentimes businesses don't really know the breadth of public relations and what it can solve for them, that it can solve sales challenges and marketing challenges. So sometimes it's better to just talk about your business challenges, which we'll talk about in a moment, and tell the PR person, hey, these are the challenges that we're having internally at our business. How does PR apply to that particular thing? So 5 key things you should ask yourself when getting started in crafting a PR strategy should be, what are your key business challenges? So I usually pick 3 to 5 business challenges to work towards, list them out in bullet points, and that way you have everything outlined in front of you. What do you want to get out of your PR program? What is it that you're looking to achieve? Are you looking to achieve subscribers, sales, followers, brand awareness and recognition. Are you trying to get a speaking gig? Are you applying for an award? Sometimes the awards and the speaking positions are a little bit easier to get when people already know what brand you have. So public relations is really the art of putting your name out there, and it can definitely help you achieve those things. So what is it that you exactly want out of your PR program? And any PR person could look at this and tell you, okay, this is reasonable, this is not reasonable, this is how we can achieve it. So this is a really important thing to answer. Third, are you willing to invest time into your PR program? Not just money. Yes, it's going to cost money, but are you willing to invest time? I think PR is one of the most time intensive things, and that's what's challenging about PR. Not that it's crazy difficult to do, because I do believe anybody can do it themselves, but I think that time that's invested in following up and research and making sure that you're closing the loop on communication is the part that makes PR a little bit more dynamic. So are you willing to work with your PR person to invest the time? And when it comes from a client perspective, the PR person is typically looking for expertise. We're looking to get your expert insights. We're experts in PR and you're experts in your brand. So help us bridge the gap for the media. That's basically the main role there. So if you invest time, and I would say about 2 to 3 hours a week in your PR program, you can have a really successful relationship with your PR agent or agency. How will you collaborate for your PR program? There should be a point person that is available to answer questions, get assets and materials, help coordinate schedules when pitching the media, and also look at your PR as part of marketing and sales. Share information across these teams. Maybe have your PR person sit in on marketing and sales meetings so that they can coordinate the entire communications program. You have like some kind of fluidity between all the different organizations within your organization. It is much more successful that way. So figure out how you want it to collaborate. And I often sit in on marketing meetings, sales probably a little bit less, but mostly the marketing informs the sales team. So we are converged in that kind of way. So it's really important. I think the more successful programs are definitely looped in across the different practices. How will you measure PR? So monthly metrics are great to hold yourself against to make sure your PR program is moving forward. I know traditionally it's been challenging on how to measure PR, and it is still somewhat challenging to measure the entire value, but you can definitely get a base value by measuring a few specific things. So Google Analytics is a great way, especially if you're talking about media mention. So you can easily correlate the media that's driving traffic to your website on a specific day or time to some of the PR that you're doing. In addition, you can use links and specialized URLs to do link tracking and figure out how many people are clicking on those links. And then last but not least is like more traditional. You're looking at the unique monthly visitors of the articles that you're placing, and you can get like kind of an idea of the reach. And that also applies to social. Social really applies to reach and not exact amounts. And last, very, very last, you can always survey your customers and kind of figure out, okay, where did you see us and how did you decide to choose and select our company? And they might say, well, I heard about you here, and then I saw this article in Forbes. That's definitely a tie into public relations. So while I can't say it's 100% exact, there is pretty high ways to measure the value of the PR, and PR is a little bit more long-term. We're not talking about a 3-6 month deal. We're talking about 1, 2, 3 years, because media articles live on eternally. So they can cause impact at any point in its life. If you missed any part of this, we've created a free worksheet for you to download on the podcast landing page of our website, thesilvertelegram.com/the PR Playbook Podcast. So you can work through these 5 questions yourself and just sit and kind of look at it and see how you want to pull your PR strategy together. You can also submit it to podcast@thesilvertelegram.com if you'd like us to review it and give you some feedback, some initial feedback and recommendations. So thank you so much for being a part of the very first episode of the PR Playbook Podcast, and see you next time.